Good evening and welcome to Sports Talk. I'm your host, Phil Townsend, and the other fellas, Mr. COO himself, the one that controls and runs everything, Vance Bradford.
What's happening? What's happening?
That special man, Mr. Two Dog Sports Show Talk himself out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, Mr. Jeremiah Watts, and the funniest man you want to see, Mr. Mark Howard.
What up? What up?
What's
Let's
up?
get this rolling right out the box. It's free agent frenzy. Fellas, starting with you, Mark, who had the best free agency period?
Best free agency period? I would say it's a tie between Braun and them. They did pretty good. Re-signing some people. Gabe Vincent, I didn't see happening. They make some good moves. They made a lot of good moves. And I'm gonna tie them with my Washington Wizards. We unloaded.
Okay.
Addition by subtraction. We have finally moved on to step on. That was good.
All right. See, that's what I'm talking about. I told you Mark was funny.
You can talk all you want.
Jeremiah, who, in your opinion, had the best free agency period?
I go along with Mark's first pick, which is the Lakers. I think the Lakers had a pretty good free agent market. But I think also Milwaukee, because Milwaukee was able to hang on to Middleton, they was able to hang on to Lopez, and then they adding a little bit more pieces to it. I think they had an awesome free agency. You know, by containing and retaining their star players, I think it's gonna go a long way with them.
Go.
Dumping players are not helping you isn't a good move. Okay.
No, but I will tell you this. Mark does have a good point. I actually liked what the Wizards did, especially they brought back Kyle Kuzma. Vance, what about yourself?
Well, you know what? It's hard to believe I'm finna start this show agreeing with Jeremiah and Mark. But I'm kind of glad that Jeremiah brought up the Milwaukee Bucks because, as you know, that's my boys there. And I'm looking forward to them coming back strong. And also, I'm so glad that you three, Kibbles and Bits, love that the Lakers, y'all are happy, man. Phil, I saw you went, yes. And when Mark was saying yes when he mentioned the Lakers, I'm so happy you Lakers, you guys are happy to start, but where are you going to end up? That's all. I'm just waiting. You're almost turning like the Cowboys. You're pretty much looking like Cowboys. Waiting for something to not
I'm sorry, Milwaukee. But anyway.
Milwaukee and the Lakers, I think
everybody looks at Disney for what? Nothing but great times. But now Disney's raining on everybody's parade because what? They mandated that ESPN fire a lot of the longtime people that have been there. Some of the people that we love best, Susie Colbert, Jeff Van Gundy, Keyshawn, Jalen Rose. Got to tell you, what was your biggest surprise about that, Vance?
Did you just tell me about it? Shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, Phil.
That's a sports talk guy that doesn't.
Jeremiah, we got Susie Colbert with 27 years and Jeff Van Gundy 16, and dropped like that. And those were people that I know I love to watch. What was your biggest take from that?
Well, it's nothing new. ESPN, they normally do this about every 3 years, every 4 years. They do a big firing cut, and majority of the time when they do it, it's those people that's been there a long time, them anchors, but also them athletes, because them athletes, they require them to pay them millions of dollars. Which Keyshawn, he just got fired from the radio show because they cut it. He's still under contract. So they didn't fire him. But Jalen Rose, they fired him. They got rid of him. They didn't renew his contract. So
he got a lot out of him though.
yeah.
But you guys,
But they do this. They do this every 3-4 years. So it's nothing new.
Well,
not like this, though.
I beg to
Yes,
differ.
they have.
Not like
They
this,
tried more.
Jeremiah.
I
Yeah.
beg to differ because that was 20 pretty much top-notch people. When you got
not like that.
They got rid of David Pollock from the from the College Game Day show also.
Well, they need to get rid of Lee Corso. He barely can figure out what head to put on now.
Okay, Mark, since
I think they did fire Lee Corso. He just don't know.
Look, since we got
Mark.
age discrimination. Look, I would tell you this. We just saw the Clippers and what they did in free agency so far. They picked up KJ Martin out of Houston and re-signed Russell Westbrook to a 2-year contract, play option in the second year. Did they do enough, Mark, or are they still just kind of there?
Obviously, they must believe that Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are going to play more than 25 games combined between the both of them, because that's about it. And with Westbrook will play, barring any bad injury. He's really not been an injury-prone guy. Pat Beverly. Anyway, but KJ Martin still is a surprise to me that he's playing in the NBA. I've watched him since high school. I didn't see this happening. I really didn't. But they did nothing. They suck.
Okay, Jeremiah, what's your take?
Well, my thing is not the people. It's not the point of the people they got. It's the point of people they already have. What they need to do is go find the 6 people that created the $6 million man and put Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and make them into a $6 million man so they can stay healthy. That's the issue with them. Them two jokers, those are stars getting paid off. They getting over a third of the contract money. Can't stay healthy.
Well, I hear you're that advanced. Why don't you take us to station break and then we'll come back with just a doggone minute from Mr. Jeremiah Watts.
You tune in to TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach, y'all. And when we come back after this short, brief message, like he said, Jeremiah Watts in just a doggone minute.
Education is the key. In Heritage Academy, they have an enrolling right now, 2023-2024 school year, open admission, and the first 20 new enrolled students will receive 1 free uniform polo. Education is the key, and Heritage Academy can do it for you. All right, everybody. I was asked a question earlier this week. They said, why is it that the stars of the baseball enter the home run derby, but the NBA stars won't enter the dunk contest? Well, I'll be doggone. There's no comparison. Baseball, they eating Twinkies, ho-hos, drinking beer inside the dugout, having pizza parties, whatever they doing, ain't worried about getting injured. Ain't nothing like that happening. Some of their stars are sitting there weighing 340 pounds or whatever with beer guts and everything else running around the bases. It's no comparison. In the NBA, they can risk injury, and they're not supposed to come and do that. If they're stars, they're making over $200-something million over 4-5 years. They're not supposed to risk injury. The NBA All-Star Dunk Contest now is for brand new people that's trying to make a name for themselves. When Zach LaVine and Eric Gordon was in that tremendous dunk contest, didn't nobody know who they was. They was trying to make a name for themselves. Back in the day, Jordan and them, they wasn't making a lot of money. But now, NBA, you have the endorsement deals, you have social media, you have all that. They're not fit to get into the dunk contest if they are stars. So you might as well forget it, give it up, and I'll be doggone. Don't compare this no more. Peace.
Jeremiah, with your continual hate of baseball, and I'm not mad at you. I can tell you that right now. But let me say this, Mark.
Yes, sir.
The Celtics. Come on now, we know how cutthroat and how bad they can do their players. But just a week before Marcus Smart was traded, they told him, "You're all good. Nothing on the trade front." What's up with that?
I mean, NBA is cutthroat, man. I mean, it's NFL the same thing. You know, they're pretty cutthroat. But I think they probably didn't see this being the case. I think they thought that they were going to be able to make some moves and keep Marcus Smart. And when it came down to it, having to upgrade the move, they had to pull the trigger. So
Mark,
it's one of
Mark,
those.
I might would
My
agree with
bad.
that. I might would agree with that, but they had him out there dangling them last year.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but I'm saying it's like he dangled them last year, didn't happen. You know, you know what? We're going to keep. I think we want to move forward here. Maybe the new coach likes him better. And then you say, well, no, we're not going to. And then a trade comes and they say, well, we're going to have to put Marcus Smart in this in order for it to happen. What are we going to do? Okay. Oops. Sorry, Marcus. You'll still be paid.
Okay, Vance, it's finally happened. We discussed it a little bit the previous week, and we know now that Dame Lillard has finally made that request to be traded. Got some Portland fans that are calling him out about it. Does his 11 years of loyalty to them count? You got management saying, hey, we're going to do what's best for the team. When Dame was so devoted to them, tell me about it.
You know what? I mean, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy, man. It's I can understand Portland finna lose that little dude, and he a bad boy. So, but Dame, it's time, and I think he's doing it the right way, man. He stayed and played. They didn't bring him nobody. Nobody wants to come to Portland, so they just got to revamp of they we like the Spurs right now. But since the Spurs got Wemby, so they got somebody to play them. But before that, they just having them young kids and playing them a little while and shipping them out. But no, Dame should go, man. And people gonna say no matter what, you can't please everybody, and they're gonna say what they're gonna say anyway. But that brother's outstanding, and there's no way they should be throwing shade at Dame. Go, man.
Okay, thank you, Vance. Mark, they say Miami's all in. But is that the right place for him when Philly wants him? Joel Embiid?
You know, sure. Why not? I'm gonna be a little selfish. Neither one of them on my team, so I care less about him. Um, he's a great player. He's a very talented ball player, and I think he will definitely add something to Miami. But Miami's going to lose some important depth and to have to trade for him. So Philly, same thing, but I don't see Dame Lillard and James Harden coexisting. And then James Harden's going, you think James Harden acted a fool in Boston in Brooklyn? Send him to Portland and see how that goes.
Well, they'd have to get that, but we'll get later on James Harden. But Jeremiah, I'm sure you're probably one of the ones that was hating Dylan Brooks and saying he'll probably be out of the league. And next thing you know, he ends up signing a 4-year, $80 million contract with the Houston Rockets. Did they ever pay for him or what? What's up here?
Hey, man, I've been around basketball and pro and all this stuff for long enough to understand it don't matter what you do, there's someone that'll pick you up. Now, did I see him getting 4 years, $80 million? No, but Houston had to spend that money because of the way the new CBA is written up. So all these people that's getting signed right now, they benefiting because it's the first year of that CBA. they got to be done spent 90% of that money by the time the season starts. So I wouldn't have gave the man 4 years, 80 million. But hey, go get your money, man.
I ain't mad at you. Vance, Zion Williamson just came out with a new shoe
Zion?
from the Jordan brand, Up From the Mud. And the reason it's up from the mud is because of all the hard work that he put in. It's not just about his natural given talent. And he wants people to understand that they can do the same too.
It's called mashed potatoes and gravy.
Is he being hypocritical? Because he's got players and management saying he's not working that hard.
Once again, y'all, Zion was not drafted to be on in between the 90 feet. Zion is the sideshow to get the people in the stands. And his new shoe is called
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Unbustable. 2 tons of fun. That's what they call. Hey, man, they showed Zion the other day dunking again at a camp for the kids. That's what he is. He's a jolly. You know how they used to talk about Shaq being, but really Zion is his body shape and his weight. I mean, he's exactly the jolly for the kids, and you can't blame him. Brilliant to get paid.
Hey, he's jolly for the adult industry too.
Okay, yeah, right. Let's move on to another station.
Don't hate on Zion. Don't hate on Zion.
And we'll come back and answer Mark's rant.
We're doing what now? So station break. You tune in to TAAN TV, y'all, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach. You see, y'all, it's Sports Talk. And we wild. It's live. We doing our thing here. We got Mark, we got Jeremiah, and we got our new host, Mr. Philip Townsend. So as we leave the scene, y'all, we getting ready to do one of our second favorite segments of the night. Simply we call Mark's Rants. Mark, what are you ranting about tonight, my brother?
I like people to get stuff right, and people have been banging on Malika Andrews of ESPN. She's a cute girl, man, 28, and she's been doing the sideline reporting. Now she hosts a show NBA today on ESPN, and I'm not a fan of her. Some of the things I think she said and expressed were a bit of a turnoff. I don't know her. Don't care, whatever. But during the draft, she was hosting part of the draft, and it was brought up when she made the statement because number 2 pick was possibly going to be Brandon Miller, which ended up being, and she brought up a quick byline, reading that he was mired in some controversy where there was a gun that belonged to somebody else in his car that he apparently brought, and the person who ended up killing someone, another former teammate, got the gun, saying he brought the gun to him. Brandon Miller was freed of any charges and said that he didn't know about what the gun was. He just went up there, whatever that may be. But through the investigation, there were no charges, nothing brought to him. Everybody's mad. Well, she had to mess up his, to get the black thing. And so she had to mess up brother's draft. He messed up his draft. He got drafted. He's going to sign a big contract. But we can't act like that part of the news in his only year in college didn't happen, and that teams weren't aware of it, and the teams weren't investigating it. All she did was a byline of it. And what's inaccurate is they tried to act like when he got drafted, she messed up his moment, which she didn't bring it up during the moment of him being drafted. Nagande on there had Kevin Nagande had brought it up during the draft portion of it. But the fact of the matter is that I get where you may feel something. I felt some type of way the way she acted about Ime Udoka and the way she acted towards Stephen A. Smith, which I thought was very asinine. But this was nothing. And I'm all for protecting our people. and being fair in how people are treated when they've done something right and wrong. And it's definitely not fair. It's definitely not equal. This has nothing to do with it. Go hard on these other people who attack us, black folks, other blacks who sell out on us. Go hard on them. I don't know. Malika may be a little whitewashed. I don't know. I'm not here allegedly. I'm not here exposed. My feeling is a little toward that way, but that's just my feeling. I don't know. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But let's get it right, people. She said nothing that wasn't true. She said nothing that wasn't going to be uh, uh, important to the teams and at his image and whether they wanted to draft him. Obviously, they didn't find anything because he did go draft at number 2. So I'll just say that, man. Just get to the right people.
Thank you there, Mark.
Right.
Yeah, no matter what your thoughts are on Malika Andrews, Jeremiah has me laughing, and I know why. On Malika Andrews, hey, look, she's got a job to do, and that's what she's doing.
Right,
anyway,
exactly.
Vance.
Yes.
The James Harden situation.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Is that what it is?
Bring it.
To opt in, to do a sign and trade, and it's like some nibbles. What's up with that?
With nibbles? I'm surprised he got some nibbles. Man, I mean, some of these guys.
You all right?
I mean, he did lead the league in assists at 10.4, and he is a 20-point scorer a game, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
And look here, man.
He said
Harden and Kyrie. I wouldn't care how many points you think Kyrie could lead me. I wouldn't want him. I don't care how many points you think he can score. And James Harden is another one. I don't care how many assists he can have, how many backdrops behind the 3 he can shoot. If his beard, looking if he got birds in his beard. I don't care about James Harden, man. Those guys are not about basketball. And they I mean, they play. I mean, but it's more to it, man. It's more to it than
you mean they're not about winning or they're not about basketball?
They're not about basketball. That ain't basketball.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm done with that.
Jeremiah, what's your thought on that? Because I got a couple of texts here from people wanting to know if Vance is selling any of that Haterade by the gallon.
Well, he's keeping it all for himself.
I look at it like this: if James Harden getting 35, Russell Westbrook should get 35 because they about the same. At least I know Russell's gonna show up. I know Russ ain't gonna put a fat suit on just to get out of town. I know no matter where he at, he gonna play hard. So my thing, if James Harden get 35 million, Russ should get more than 8.
Jeremiah, nobody's forcing Russ to stay in town.
Exactly. Get in where you fit in.
I'm just saying.
Russ has never had to force anybody to move him.
Exactly. Mark, Mark, the New York Knicks, they pretty much decided to stand pat. There was talk about, believe it or not, James Harden going to New York and Jalen Brunson, who just literally became, if you're not going to count Julius Randle's shortfalls, their best player. The talk was putting James Harden on that team instead of him. Now,
and doing what with Brunson?
No, Brunson, they said that because Brunson played in Dallas with Luka, that he's used to somebody commanding a lot of the own ball time. But if you brought James Harden in there, that's part of the reason Brunson left. You're not going to be able to keep Brunson.
They thought Kyle Reddish was on the bench.
Brunson didn't leave for the fact that Dallas didn't want to pay him.
No, he didn't leave that because Dallas didn't want him.
No, Dallas didn't want to pay him
Oh well,
better
well
money
they weren't
than
going to
what
pay
he
him
got
better
in New
than
York.
the Knicks
Right,
because
right,
his daddy's at the Knicks.
right. But Dallas wishes they would have gone ahead and broke bread.
Yeah,
But
but
that the thought of them even thinking about bringing James Harden tells me that this little fun thing with the Knicks is very short lived.
well, I tell
Tibbs,
you what,
Tibbs a killer.
let's take another station break, and then we're going to come back with the man who's the resident genius
Mm.
because this is what he knows, Mr. Bass Bradford.
Genius and Brands
Genius.
Brand. That should never be put in the
Genius for
same
real?
sentence.
Genius? That's what you said? Resident genius? He must
Uh,
okay.
uh,
So I
Heckle
understand.
and Jekyll, Heckle and Jekyll, please,
You said resident genius. That's in his own house. Okay, we get it. We
Uh,
whatever,
get
whatever.
he
Tune
lives
in to TAN
alone.
TV, y'all,
it.
the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach, y'all. It's sports talk, and you're in the room, man. Once again, Jeremiah, Mark Howard, Philip Townsend. As they go out, I'm gonna let you know what I do know. I might not know it all, but what I do know is if you don't ever get a chance on that, it's really during the first week of July, the Fourth of July weekend. If you ever get a chance to go down to New Orleans, Louisiana, to the Essence Festival, it's an amazing event. It's a time where I mean, hundreds of thousands of Black folks are in one place, and like you said, you hadn't really heard nothing that's going on. I mean, I was there, so uh, inside the convention center, they got all the Black businesses that's coming in. They had all type of celebrities coming in. They had and then doctors, everything about Blackness. And the thing about it, man, they highlight the Black woman. And I'm gonna say, I salute y'all, I salute y'all for doing and networking like you do. It's a wonderful thing. And the Essence Festival, man, if you ever get a chance, make sure you get on down. And before I go, they had this one panel, and there's a mayor down in New Orleans, the mayor of New Orleans, Mayor Cantrell, female, Black female, bad sister. They put together a panel of Black mayors around the country, guys. Excellent. If we're gonna follow somebody that can make something happen, you know what I'm saying? We really need to support these Black mayors in their cities, and maybe we can get agenda going. We don't have, we're looking for leaders, man. And looking for why. Maybe we can come together and take some of this fear out of making a stance, y'all. But it's a great thing, and I just want to say, man, if you get a chance, Essence Festival, I salute you. Black excellence, the females are the ladies out there. I mean, there's some ladies in some very, very important positions out there, and they doing it, y'all. So, fellas, I'm gonna say to fellas, you better come on. You better come on and step up, man, and we can make a change. I'm out. That's all I got to say, man. I enjoyed it. Y'all be safe on the 4th of July, too. Have a safe 4th of July. Oh, I guess I got to bring these clowns back in. Let me bring them back in. Bam! Bam!
Vance,
Did you
Vance.
call us coons?
Nah, I ain't no calling them clones, boy.
Hey, look, while Vance is talking about everybody being coons.
Nah, ain't nobody said
Oh,
coon.
well,
It was close.
hey, let's wrap this up.
Clowns.
Jeremiah,
Clowns.
what you got to say for us?
What you say
Hey,
now?
support sickle cell disease, sickle cell awareness. Go to Tulsa, go to www.sicklecelloklahoma.org, www.sicklecelloklahoma.org, and see what we do here in Oklahoma. We don't just service people in Oklahoma; we also service other states too. But we need your help. Just go there and donate. Your funds are used to help families. We just had over outages for over a week here in Oklahoma, and we was able to take over 15 families that needed electricity. We was able to take them grocery shopping to replace their food that they lost because of donations and help from sponsors.
Mark, real quick, what you got to say?
Bringing up the Essence Fest is kind of a funny but that sad situation and story is that the time I was going to go to the Essence Festival was when they were filming Comic View in New Orleans that year when Bruce was those 2001. I was going to get in and perform that weekend of the Essence Festival. But unfortunately, my father passed away, so I pushed the date back, and I didn't go until later July. That's the only time I had a chance to go to Essence Festival. Never been since. I do need to get out there, man. I need to check it off the bucket list.
Well, take us out.
That's a true guy's trip.
Take us out, man.
And girls trip.
Hey guys, I just want to say TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel and a global reach, man. We got some great things coming up, y'all. Making some good connections. So, stay tuned, and we appreciate the people that are watching, that are coming in. But just share, man. TAAN is TAAN, and I'm very excited about our new segment, is TAAN Underground. So I want to say that's it, man. Y'all be safe. Have a safe 4th of July. If you're out there popping firecrackers, just be safe. Safety.
Don't do it. Don't pop it in your hand.
Bye, why not me? Thanks for stopping by.
Happy White People's Freedom Day.
And to all our people, our listeners, as we go out.
Tell me what's the vibe.
I can tell your love is so unreal to me. When I look into your eyes and see